You know, I feel like truth is the due north.
We're all human. We're all made up of the same emotions.
You know, there's a certain amount of torment you put yourself through, and a certain amount of fear and pain that you just live with, you go about.
That's kind of my advice to anybody, any writer or artist.
It's hard to not get discouraged when you're taking strides towards a goal and things aren't progressing as fast as you would hope.
My dreams to make a film, to direct a film, you know, since I was 12 years old, what I wanted to do. I sort of convinced myself it wasn't possible, it wasn't going to happen.
I have been feeling doubts like these, and it's in this season of doubt that, paradoxically, Jordan recommends that we don't buckle down and get more serious, but that we actually allow the process to be a little bit lighter and to have more fun. Hook shot!
This was a project that there was a good chance it would never get made. And so that put me on this path of working on this. And it wasn't like I was every night, I was like, no. I allowed it to be my hobby. I allowed it to be the project that I would go to instead of watching television. That would be the most fun thing I could do with my time. And the whole purpose of it was to help me get better as a writer. Because I know that from Key and Peele, when you're having fun writing, it works. Fun works. And that's kind of my advice to anybody any writer or artist, follow the fun. If you're not having fun writing, you're doing it wrong.
For me, allowing the process to be more fun involves not needing to fit into any sort of box, to stop trying to force myself to become something I'm not, but instead to slowly but surely become more comfortable revealing more of who I already am. And that can be scary.
And every piece I ever do has to be an autobiography. You have to start with the imagery that means something to you, and you have to feel the emotion of the character.
If you're telling a story and you're not bearing part of your soul or telling your truth, I think that you're not doing that right.
Nothing's ever going to work unless it's vulnerable.
We're all human. We're all made up of the same emotions, and that if you put your truth out there, however specific it feels, however much you feel like this is just me, no one else is going to relate to this, no one's going to care, that's not the case. People are drawn to truth like magnets.
So another aspect to having more fun in the process, to being more truthful and vulnerable, is the willingness to not need to know how it's going to play out. And I'm speaking to myself. I'm so often fixated on how it's all going to work out, trying to have the map before I start walking. But it's like that quote, as you begin on the way appears. We really can't know what we're doing until we start the process of doing it. And I love how Jordan specifically talks about that.
Now, trust me, I think that this party can be the most inspirational party this campus has ever seen. Is that coming to me? Grab that.
I think everyone has to kind of find their own way of improvising, right? Whether it's music or drawing or sports or whatever, to be able to kind of set your impulses free and have to kind of build the wings on the way down of whatever you kind of jump off of. It started with dreams and ideas and things that were bubbling up from my subconscious. And then at some point, figuring out, going on this mission to figure out what I was trying to tell myself.
I could push a little, have some fun, and then come back a day later, smoke a little weed, and have what I was working teach me what it was.
And so, in this sea of uncertainty, the seasons of doubt, as we're trying to make the process less heavy and more fun, as we're trying to excavate our truth and be honest and vulnerable, as we're trying to not see the full picture as we're walking it and just trust that as we begin on the way appears, there's one more piece of advice from Jordan that I absolutely love, and this to me feels like the North Star statement.
I can't worry about this movie getting made. I have to write my favorite movie that doesn't exist.